Ahora estás viendo a Rusty como. Two cousins, I'm Rusty. Welcome back to the show. It's a short video today, but it's packed full. And really, we wanted to highlight something exciting that has happened. Here down at the warehouse, we've got a new group of people making a YouTube channel. And they just started, and this is my little brother and a cousin of mine. The channel is called What Sold. That's it, What Sold. Not a lot of fluff at all. It's really just, this is the item, this is what we paid for it, and this is what it sold for. Maybe a little bit of information about the item, maybe some tips. What's not to like? I'm going to show you the link of that right now. If you want to go there and show your support, we'd really appreciate it. I'm real proud of those guys. Today, real quick, I'm going to show you some new jewelry that we got into the warehouse. I'm going to show you some items we picked up yesterday that we're excited about. And I wanted to tell you that next week, we're going to have a special video all about items that you may or may not be aware that you are not allowed to sell on eBay. We're going to show you examples. We're going to give you some stories, some cautionary tales based on my own experience in some difficult situations. This could help you so that you don't get into trouble when you're out there selling. But without further ado, let's take a look at some of this stuff. I think you'll agree they're pretty cool. We're still in the middle of getting into these bottles, folks, but we were out doing a couple errands and found some of this stuff, as you can see today, and I want to talk to you about it and really just kind of show it and see what you think. But first off, we got this little necklace right here. It's quite old, folks. I don't know, it doesn't have a maker on it, the brand, but it's definitely older. It kind of reminds me of some older Miriam Haskell stuff. Now, you can tell this center stone, rhinestone, is quite lovely still. However, you can see some water or some deterioration is happening. It caused some kind of like fogging or stuff. It needs to be cleaned a little bit around these other stones. But it's an interesting motif you can see on the back here. The back of this stone here. Come on now. The back of this stone here is got that kind of coating on the back of it. So you really aren't seeing through that stone real well. You can see these little round rivets there. That's kind of indicative of older costume jewelry had those sort of rivets. It was the way that they produced it, put it together. The chain itself is kind of tarnished and older. It does not have a maker on the clasp. So I'm gonna have to do some research and look this. If you guys recognize this, please let me know. But I could tell it was old, and I wanted to grab that. The other three pieces I'm going to show you here right now, these brooches and this necklace, have a particular look. And if you've gone through costume jewelry much, older stuff, particularly, I got a little piece of tape still on my finger. I was doing some fulfillment earlier. But anyhow, you can see that this particular flower has got very much of a copper color. And then over here is more of a yellow gold color. And anytime I see this, if the price is decent, I'm going to get them, because I know from having done handled thousands upon thousands of pieces of jewelry that this is a gold-filled piece. In fact, down here there's a little symbol, and I don't know what that symbol. I've not looked that up yet. I've seen it before. I can't remember what it is. It looks like an I inside of an H, but it says it is gold-filled. Again, you see these rivets up here. Really a cool piece, in my opinion. I like it quite a bit. And then these are all also the same situation here with this necklace. You can see that the flowers are that copper color, and then the leaves and the part of the middle that are holding everything together are that gold color. And you can see they're held on. Again, this has, I can't remember where the mark is, but this is a gold-filled piece. And, it might make sense to sell these as a lot all together, so it's kind of the same kind of thing, although I could certainly sell it piece by piece. This one right here, I need to do a gold scratch test on, because it's possible that this is actually a solid gold, although I doubt that it is. I think it's just gold filled again, but I love that etched kind of scroll work type stuff right through there, that motif. It's a beautiful piece. And you can see how shiny the back of that is. This is either gold filled or this might be what they call gold over. Like it may be sterling silver. It's not magnetic, but you can see it has kind of that, some of these, you know, where it's kind of tarnishing a little bit, and that's a little bit more indicative of like a silver, but looks kind of odd. You can set, this is set up, you know, that could be pinched in and be a brooch if you wanted, or sorry, a pendant if you wanted, or it could be, it's obviously set up as a pin, a brooch. Beautiful, definitely older, probably from the teens, early 1900s for sure. And then let's move over here to some of these. This one, I've never come across one like this before, but it was awesome. It was hanging with a bunch of other costume jewelry. And again, because of my experience, I could tell once I held this piece based on the weight of it and the look of it, and also the back, that this was not just an artificial piece of plastic or resin. This is an authentic piece of turquoise. So it's a big, heavy cabochon or cabicon, however you want to pronounce that, of turquoise. A beautiful piece. And these 4 little pieces are also authentic, and it's on this gold color, beautiful kind of motif here, and this necklace is quite nice as well. It is not gold as far as I can tell. I have to look up this brand. I'm not familiar with it. It's not a name. It just looks like a little like a mermaid. Basically, I don't know if you can tell that. It's like a woman. It looks like a woman with hair, and she's got a little forked tail there. But it's a very cool piece. You know, I only paid $4 for it, and I'm sure I can get quite a bit more than that out of that, since it is genuine turquoise. All right, here's another really cool piece. This necklace. Whenever you look at pieces like this, you want to pay very close attention to the spots where there are rhinestones or pearls or whatever, to make sure that they're all there. Now, sometimes if you find one and it doesn't have all of its stones included, if you have the ability and the know-how, and you want to spend the time to repair something, then it might make sense to still buy it. But other times, you may just pass by something if it's not complete. This one happens to be complete, and I was very happy about that. The back of it shows that it's a well-made piece. All right, and then again, you look up here, and this little clasp here, this little piece that would hook on to hold it together, sometimes the brand is on the top of this or on the inside. A lot of times Coro makes pieces like this. In this case, it says, I believe it says, maybe art. Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit and see if we can see it a little bit better. I definitely know it says patent on it. Patent pending. Oh, you know what it says? It says Crown Trafari. That's what it says. Trafari with a crown. So this is going to be a fairly sought after piece because that is a highly collectible brand. It's in very, very good condition. So this is a piece I would sell on its own. Some others that we found is this little charm bracelet, and it has a D and an I. I believe that is a Christian Dior brand. I may be wrong on that. Please correct me if I'm incorrect. But we got some little charms here. I don't know how popular charm bracelets are today, but definitely if this is a Dior brand, that is a brand that people collect pretty well. And then we've got another couple of pieces here. Beautiful little set of earrings, clip-on earrings. And these also are Crown Trafari, and you can see the mark right here by my little thumbnail, right there. Crown Trafari. Those also will be sold individually. And then we have this beautiful little bracelet. Again, we're going to want to look on the clasp. And if we do that, doggone it, hold on. Where was that? Oh, my goodness. No. Where? No. This is so frustrating. I do this every time. No. Maybe it's under here. No. Oh, I found it. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so if I zoom in here, there it is. Crown Trafari. Very nice little bracelet. Kind of the brushed look, the brushed metal, and then the slick metal. I like the contrast of those. And that'll be a very nice piece. We can sell that individually as well. Moving on, I picked this up just because it was unique. It doesn't have a brand on it. I need to do a scratch test, although I do not think that it's made of gold. But sometimes these kind of unique pieces can be. It's just a brooch. It's just a ladder, folks. I just thought it was cool because I hadn't seen one just like it before. And so whenever I find things that are a little bit unique, I like to pick them up. Here we have just a little watch. It cost me only $3. It does work. It's a Waltham brand, which is a pretty old, well-known watch brand. They make just watches, but also pocket watches and such. It's got a really cool little insert there on the knob. It's crystal. It's Japanese movement. It'd be better if it was a Swiss movement, but it's a nice condition ladies' watch. So we'll try to throw that up in the store fairly soon. And then a couple other pieces here that aren't as exciting, but are also going to be able to sell. This little bracelet right here is a nice little latch. You can see right here we're missing the little ball, which is a bummer. I'm going to see that's not as easy as a rhinestone to replace. I have to see if I can find anything like that. But on the back of this one it says Vogue jewelry. I don't come across that brand all that often, although they're out there for sure. This one right here, I was I saw the necklace itself and I thought, wow, that's nice. Man, if that was made of real gold, that'd be worth so much. This is a Joan Rivers brand. This is obviously just a piece of plastic or resin in here, but it's, it's kind of a bold statement piece. Joan Rivers stuff doesn't sell for tons of money, but I only paid $2 for it, so I know I'll be able to triple, quadruple my money most likely. This one right here, this pair of earrings is really kind of cool. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Beautiful little stones that are set in there. Now, I don't think that those are genuine stones. I think that they're rhinestones. It's not open in the back. But if you pop this puppy up, what I noticed in looking to see if I could find a brand was that there was nothing here. Nothing on the base here either. But here we go. On the very back, right up here. See if I can... Will you zoom in for me, please? There. Whoa, my goodness gracious. Yeah. You can't make out the word, but you can see that there's just an etched you can kind of see that there's something there. And what that says is patent pending. And what I know about pieces of jewelry that have that are oftentimes they're older. They're just older pieces because they were required to put that. This is an attractive set of clip-on earrings. I'm going to do some research to find out who I think might have made them because we don't have a maker mark on them. But they are nice. The stones are cut real well. They're heavy, so I believe that they're probably made of glass or something more than just cheap plastic. Last couple of pieces of jewelry here I want to show you are these earrings, and I was so excited. I don't come across things like this very often. They're both different, although they're made to be a pair. So this one right here has basically an enamel paint that's kind of like a red color at the top, these two little dots. And then this on the bottom is either an actual moonstone or it's a simulated moonstone. But look at that design. This is super Art Nouveau, folks, and I love that style. I like Art Nouveau and Art Deco. They're very different, but I like them for different reasons. This is a very cool piece. You can see it's an old screw-back earring, and even though it's a very coppery or brass color, it actually says sterling on the back. So these are sterling silver. This one right here goes with it, and again, it's awesome. This cool little stone that's glued in, some enamel paint around looking like a flower, and then a woman with her hair and then like almost like leaves. It's very swirly, flowy. That's kind of how you know it's that Art Nouveau style. Again, the screw back. That's a really cool set of earrings. I've never seen this before. I'm going to look them up and see what I might be able to get for those. But again, I think those cost me $4, and I'll pay that all day, every day for something that's that unique. And then finally here, this bracelet. Now, it looks big, it looks chunky, like who's going to wear something like this? And I really don't know. But I just wanted to bring this up and show you. I'm going to zoom in here to say, I noticed when I looked at this close look, first of all, it's heavy. Second of all, it's very complicated. The design is it's not simple at all. There's a lot going on here, okay? Also, when I looked really closely here at where these stones were, I realized that these are not just plastic stones glued into place. Rather, they have a bezel setting. So the opposite of a prong, which are these little fingers that come up and hold on to a stone, this is a round part. So where the stone has been fit down inside of there, and then they used a tool to press that round section on around it. And so these are genuine stones. I could tell. I didn't know what stone they were, but I could tell that they were genuine stones. And so I was excited to find this. I look around on here. I paid $9 for this piece. It's a little, you can see these little buttons here at the top. That's how you press them in. It opens up. I didn't see anything about an indication of metal, but you can see right here, there is this little thing that looks like the letter, a cursive B inside of a heart. Now, I did some quick research, and I found that that is a brand called Brighton. And you can also see here these rivets. See these rivets? So the stones themselves were not just set onto this piece, but rather they were set into these pieces of metal, and then these pieces of metal, like this whole heart, or not heart, this whole flower here, was then riveted onto the top of this overall piece. It's not just these big stones, though. We've got several sizes: the big size, medium size, a smaller size, and then an even smaller size all around the edge. I think it's a very attractive piece, very cool. I did find one just like it that sold in the last 90 days on eBay for $125. They say that it is silver plated and that these are genuine crystals. They are facet cut. They are beautiful. So I'm excited about that piece. In the same place that I found some of this jewelry, I also came across these pieces. They're quite nice. These are snuff bottles, folks. And this is interesting. It's got actually a hole in the bottom. I think that something probably originally would have gone over that, or maybe that's a mistake, or maybe this was made just to kind of be like something to look at rather than actually hold something. Both of these are made out of resin. This is made to look like cinnabar, but it is not cinnabar. This is a much harder, it's almost like a hard plastic, is what it feels like. The stopper is missing. Unfortunately, that will bring the value down, but it's an interesting motif. It's some birds. It's like a floral pattern with like trees and stuff, flowers, and that's fine. And then right here, we have another one. This is white. More, I guess, more of like a cream or a tan color. Again, birds and trees. So I'll probably sell them together. If this had its own stopper, folks, I would sell them I'd sell them separately. But because this one is complete, and because they match as far as motif, it's the same type. It's flower. It's a floral with trees and birds. This one has its own little stopper here at the top. I can pull that out. It's got a little cork in the middle there, and then right down here you have some Asian writing. I believe that's Chinese text there. So that's kind of cool. I don't expect to make a ton off of those, but as a lot, I paid $5 a piece, so $10. I imagine I could sell each of them for about $20. So I'll probably list this for roughly $50. Maybe buy it now, free shipping, and we'll see what happens. Last thing I wanted to show you folks today was this, and this is the second book that I've found that is of this age in the last probably 30 days. It says Spectator. And I think that it's a D, a Spectator. Okay, folks, take a look at this. It's, as you can see, it's leather bound, rough condition. As we open it up, look at this. The Spectator. And it looks like it says 8 volumes. All right, this is volume 2 of 8 volumes. So I only have one volume. You can see, unfortunately, this page is ripped a little bit, which is a big old fat bummer. But look at all this writing on here, folks. Look at the writing on this page. This is actual handwriting, cursive writing from the individual who owned this in a dark kind of brown ink. Obviously, they were using some sort of a fountain pen. And if you go all the way to the back cover as well, you'll see the same situation. You've got all kinds of notations and writing. This paper is very unique. It's very, very old. Look at all these ink blotches and stuff. Beautiful. What I did was I took the numbers. You see, this is printed by Robert Duncan and Bookfellers. They're just some book fellers, not a big deal. But I put in these initials, or these Roman numerals, MDCCLXIX. Anybody know offhand what that is? Well, I'll tell you, I looked it up in Google, and it said 1769. So this book is right around, approaching 250 years old. I paid $10 for this, folks, at an antique store, or at a thrift store, rather, where I bought one of these pieces of jewelry. I have another one from the 1700s, too, so it hasn't sold yet. I may put this up individually. I may put it up with the other one, even though they're two different books, but like they're both from the 1700s. They're super old. And in the meantime, I'm just going to start my own little small collection of 1700s books until they sell. And if they don't sell individually for a while, as I amass them, then I have a collection, and someone who might want books from that era might be interested in buying them as a whole. Watching this abbreviated short little show today. I hope you guys are finding awesome things out there. I hope when you're making a buck or two, I'm hoping it's not stressful and that it's fun. It's stressful for me sometimes because I do it full time for a living, but most of the time it works out for me and I enjoy what I do. The flexibility is nice. Make sure you go, if you have a chance, over to the new channel, What Sold. You will not be disappointed. You can probably hear a vacuum cleaner in the background. Peaches is in the other room. He's cleaning up some of our rugs, getting ready to list some stuff. We're going to get to it. Have a great weekend, folks.
Beep, boop, boop,
Let's go make some money.
Rusty, 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 how to Rusty.